Let's move on to Sunday's card. We start January 8th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Baltimore Ravens 10-6, 5-3 on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't put their record. I should have probably put their record in it, but I didn't know what was going on, what was going to happen today, so I was waiting, but I don't have the record up here. Of course, they've only played 15 games this year. Paycor Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio, 39 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 5 miles per hour. We'll start with the line history here in Ravens Bengals. The Pinnacle not opening this up, of course, as they are very pensive, very cautious book. BetOnline did, though. BetOnline opened the Bengals -6.5. Bengals are now -7. This total opened up at 43.5, has dropped a point to 42.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow here for Cincinnati, Baltimore, and just 405 tickets in. There's going to be no help here from the ticket count. Ravens can still win the AFC North with a win here if the Bengals lose or tie the Bills. We still, at this point, don't know what's going to happen with that game. The Ravens coming off a disappointing 16-13 loss at home to the Steelers. They've lost just 3 times in 22 primetime home games under Harbaugh. I was really confident, and I doubled up on the bet, and then I got in on the money line at plus 115 early in the game. They were up 13-3 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and I thought I was right. Looking back at it, I should have probably taken a little bit of the pressure off at that point by maybe making a small money line bet on the Steelers, but I was drunk and I felt I was right, and that mixture is a horrible one when it comes to gambling. Tyler Huntley, 14-21 for 130 yards, touchdown and a pick. Mark Andrews caught 9 passes for 100 yards. All other receivers combined for 5 catches for 30 yards. Clearly, it's a big problem. When they needed to move the ball through the air in the final minute of the game, there was no chance of doing it. There's a very easy defense to put together if Mark Andrews is the only guy who can hurt you through the air. The offense finishes with just 240 total yards. Dobbins ran 17 times for 93 yards. The Ravens still do not know whether Lamar Jackson will be ready to play the regular season finale, but the market's telling us he's not going to play. He's missed 4 straight games after suffering a knee injury on December 4th. The Ravens couldn't get stops when it mattered most. The Steelers were 10 of 16 on third down. And this defense that stops the run, they entered giving up 87.5 yards per game, was cracked for 198 yards by the Steelers. Their streak of 14 straight games out rushing the opponent came to an end. Pittsburgh won that battle 198-120. The pass rush finished with 2 sacks, 9 quarterback hits. Right tackle Morgan Moses exited Sunday's loss early, suffering a biceps injury. It's not a major injury. He's been, according to Pro Football Focus, the highest graded player on the Ravens the past 2 games, a huge part of their success. And he's not missed a game since his rookie season in 2014. Calais Campbell and Marcus Peters both have a chance to return this week against the Bengals. As of now, Tuesday night, there's still a lot of unknown as to how the league will handle the suspended game between the Bills and the Bengals. The NFL announced today that after discussions with both teams in the NFLPA, the game will not be resumed this week. They also said that they haven't made any changes to the Week 18 schedule. Obviously, it opens up the possibility of game not being played at all or the start of the playoffs being pushed back. The league said no decision has been made on the possible resumption of the game at a later date. So Damar Hamlin, as everyone knows, suffered the cardiac arrest, and our thoughts are with him right now. So Bengals can clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC with 2 wins and a Chiefs loss. They can clinch the AFC North title with a win or a tie versus the Bills or a win here versus the Ravens. Sam Hubbard was unable to go last night due to a calf injury. As you guys know, we talked about last week, Lyle Collins missing the remainder of the season with a torn ACL and MCL, which means that Hakeem Adeniji will be filling the void. And Cincinnati, 12-3 against the spread in 2022. God, there's so many moving parts to this one. How do you find clarity, Andy? Take it away, Ravens-Bengals.
Yeah, an under. I don't know. Cincinnati looked good in obviously very limited time we got to see them. That offense looks good. I'm personally, for me, I'm not betting this game whatsoever. I should probably just take some Baltimore plus the points. I have a decent sized position on Cincinnati to win this division. I'd like to get that home. So, I mean, my hedge bet would just Ravens plus the points and take the, take a middle. That'd be great if Cincinnati won by 3, got the division, and I got the bet. So, but even without Lamar, I really don't like this bet. And Cincinnati's offense was kind of humming along to start the game, and I know sometimes that's a little, deceiving as you get those scripted drives out of the way. Sometimes the offense doesn't look the same come down the second quarter, but yeah, the line is saying no Lamar. That was the most interesting thing is when all I don't want to even call them conspiracy theories, just all the theories being floated around today about what they would do with these games. Somebody said, would they ever think about moving week 18 back? And be like, man, if I'm the Bengals, I'd be pissed because I feel like that's kind of the week that Lamar would be back. That's kind of where we've always been targeting, and this will be. This is a spot where if they did get to play Tyler Huntley, they'll be a lot happier than having to play Lamar coming back. So, and Dan Kelly pointing out too, the other thing is Cincinnati did have to suit up and play a game, but they only had to play
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes of a game. So it's probably Bengals team total over or nothing. Like I think the Bengals offense looks real good in this one. I'll probably stay away from this altogether. Who knows what's going on with it? And at least they were, during this whole debacle and the injury, and at least they were at home. They didn't have to do any traveling after the game. I'm sure they stuck around for quite a while, trying to think about if the NFL was going to make them play the rest of the game or not. But they were in their hometown. They get to just go home for the evening. So they are more rested than they would have been banging heads with the Bills for 60 full minutes. So Cincinnati team total over is kind of a look here, but I have stayed away from this one together.
Yeah, I don't find anything really appealing here, but I find it difficult to believe that the Ravens can keep up with Huntley. I don't really see how they can.
Yeah, their defense would have to play otherworldly.
Yeah, and if that's the case,
then you like the under, right? Like if you think the Ravens defense can absolutely limit Cincinnati, an easier bet's probably just the under.
Yeah, and then we've also seen the Bengals take their foot off the gas after the first half as well. I don't find this too appealing, but the Bengals first half and the full game under. I'll keep looking into, but I don't find it too appealing at this point. Are you making anything official, or do we move on?
No, moving on off this one.